This is the 2025 Honda CR-V Hybrid Sport Touring. Is it the best hybrid crossover SUV? Hey everybody, it's Tom from Vehicle Visionary. I hope you're having a great day. Today I'm at Holmes Honda to give you the particulars on this model. As always, there's a link in the description of the video. The exterior color on this model is platinum white. And for those of you who don't want a black interior, as you saw at the very beginning of the video, you don't have to go with a black interior. You can go with a gray interior, which is what this model has. It also has LED headlights and LED daytime running lights. The flickering effect is not something you can actually make happen. That happens because of my camera. Gloss black with our upper grille, the nice large Honda logo right there. But on the bottom area down here, the lower portion of the front bumper, we're gonna find the absence of a lot of gloss black. You've got your silver finish, a little bit of gray down in this area, and a matte black finish. And why is that important? Because it holds up better to the rocks and debris that come up off the road when you're out driving. So that's always a good thing. You can see your sensor right here. They're gonna be all over the vehicle. You have your front and rear parking sensors, active air curtain right here. That's going to help allow aerodynamics to be improved with air flowing through the front end. And this model comes in all-wheel drive, offering for a lot of versatility, especially for those of you that need traction in low traction situations, where it's difficult to find traction, such as with snow and ice and things like that. And how about your safety features? We have Honda Sensing to start with, adaptive cruise control, road departure mitigation braking, lane keeping assist, collision mitigation, and traffic jam assist. And that's not all there is. There's another very important feature we'll talk about here in just a second. How about your tire and wheel size on this all-wheel drive CR-V? 235 on your width. The sidewall is going to be a 55 series wrapped around the 19-inch wheels. Now the side view mirrors are manually folding. I don't think that's a big deal. Turn signal indicators built in. They are power adjustable. They're heated. And you have your blind spot information system right there, or what we often refer to as blind spot monitoring. And let me turn around here and let the sun help us out to show you the remote. You do have a remote start, and you can open and close your power tailgate right there. And there's your panic button if you happen to need that. That is a walk-away, or excuse me, proximity key with the walk-away feature. You'll also find your roof rails up top, your tailgate spoiler back here, or rear roof spoiler as we often call it. We finish things off with the LED tail lights, and you do have something interesting here. If it doesn't work, I'm going to show you what to do. Here are your instructions on how to use this hands-free tailgate. Now, if I kick my foot under there, or even swipe my foot under there to make sure I'm making sure the sensor picks my foot up and nothing happens, here's what you need to do. Let's hop into the interior. Most likely this is the problem. Very unlikely that it's anything else. Let me turn that off just so we don't hear all of that. We're gonna go right here to vehicle settings, and we're gonna scroll over one page. We're gonna go to power tailgate setup. What do you see? Down here on the bottom, hands-free access function. I did that on purpose, just so I could show this to you, but it's turned to off. So, now we're going to go back here and show you that it does work. Very easy to deal with. Just a nice little tidbit of information that helps out in case you happen to run into that problem. There you go. It's working. That way you don't go into the dealership and waste your time with something you can easily fix yourself. And to motivate this CR-V to get down the road, you're going to have a combination of a 2-liter naturally aspirated 4-cylinder, a great option for you people who don't like turbochargers, paired with dual electric motors. Everything combined puts out 204 horsepower and 247 pounds-feet of torque, mated to an eCVT. And since it's a hybrid, what kind of gas mileage can you expect? Well, here are the numbers on the window sticker. We're looking at 40 city, 34 highway, 37 combined, 2.7 gallons of gas per every 100 miles driven. Now here is the sticker price on this model. Let me get my shadow out of the way, or move that into a good place right there. Now that isn't the final price. You do have some added features here by the dealership. Here is what those features are. You can pause the video if you need to look at that, but there is your final price. Tell me what you think. Some people might think that's a pretty high price, but you do get a lot for the price overall with this model. One other thing I like to cover when I talk about the MPGs is your gas tank size, which in this case is 14 gallons. How about your cargo capacity? 36.6 up to 76.5 cubic feet of cargo space. Now there is a little bit of a difference. You can also go up to 36.6 to 39.3 to 76.5 cubic feet with the CRV when you don't go hybrid. And that is because you can change the position of the floor right here. You can drop that down a level, but you can't do that here because obviously the batteries are back here. So that's going to just be a little bit of a difference, not a major difference. You still have some space on the side right here behind the fender wells. Bag hangers right here. We're gonna have our lighting, cargo area lighting. The only thing that isn't here, now there is one more thing, 12-volt power outlet, is a spare tire. You do get a tire repair kit. So just something to be aware of. Most hybrid models do not come with a spare tire. There are some hybrid models out there that have room to add one. Tell Honda down in the comments if you would like to maybe have them give an option in the future with the CRV hybrid that allows you to select to have a spare tire if that's something you'd like to have in your vehicle. We'll take a closer look at that gray interior. Very nice large armrest. I like that you have this area up here that's nice and flat. It doesn't have an angle where the passenger's hand is kind of sitting up like that. To me, that seems like that just wouldn't be as comfortable. I don't know, but that's my thought on it. Plenty of room here within the door bin, bottle holder as well. And a question that's often asked, do the rear seats recline? Well, you can see that they do. I have this seat over here on the right-hand side reclined all the way back. Now, there are multiple settings depending on where you want these seats to be. So you can actually go all the way up to that point right there. I can't imagine sitting like that because it just seems like it would be so uncomfortable, but that's what you have. The latch system, obviously that's going to be here. It's nice that there's just no cover to deal with at all. It's just exposed right there. It doesn't look bad, but I like the fact that you don't have to remove any cover to get it out of the way, especially something that doesn't stay in place, that's not spring-loaded or hinged. You don't have to keep up with anything. So that's always nice to have just that much less to deal with. Rear seat pocket here on the passenger seat only. I always wondered why that's only on the passenger seat in some Honda models instead of on both seats. But something that you will find back here that I know based on comments that some of you have left on my videos in the past is that you do have what you want back here. Not only the air conditioning vents, but also a couple of USB options. Always a nice thing to have. The sunroof is here, although it's conventional size. This time of year, I don't think that really matters because a panoramic sunroof having the shade all the way open means it's going to be a lot warmer in the interior than it would be otherwise, especially here in Northwest Louisiana, where we're already over 100 degrees. And from the driver's seat, I'll give you a good look at the door panel over there on the passenger side, just because it's easier to see from that vantage point. You have a little more space with your door bin right there, another large armrest, very comfortable, and you'll find within the glove box plenty of space. If you're needing to use, if you have somebody comes to help you change a tire or whatever the situation is, there is where your wheel lock key is located in this bag. Usually it's in the glove box, but you know what that looks like. If you don't see it there, you can find it somewhere else in the vehicle, obviously, if your vehicle is equipped with such a thing. Here on the driver's side door, easy to figure out what's here. Controls for the windows. You can lock and unlock the windows. Got your buttons right there for locking and unlocking the doors and controlling the positioning of your side view mirrors. A couple of settings for seat memory right here. This is my opinion. Even with a vehicle that's not at $50,000, I still think that you should have seat memory on the driver and passenger side. Might as well, maybe eventually we'll see that. Just my opinion on the matter. If you want to turn traction control off or back on, there's how you do it. You'll also control the power tailgate right there, one of the multiple functions for that. You'll also find your digital instrument cluster right here that will provide you with a wide range of information. You can change what you're looking at too if you want to. You can have your power flow meter right there. You can also have that on the 9-inch touchscreen. And you have your speedometer up there, your digital speedometer, your analog speedometer, and obviously your tachometer over on this side. So pretty easy to deal with. You'll also find the control right here for something that a lot of you are not aware of. I know you use it to turn on your headlights and taillights, but there's another function that provides. How many of you can tell me in the comments what that's for? Over here, you probably already know what that's for because you use your front and rear window wipers. And right here, these are not actually shifter paddles. That controls your regenerative braking if you want to use that. And obviously your steering wheel mounted control is pretty easy to figure out what is there. And here's something very interesting on the 9-inch touchscreen to make sure you don't start messing with things you shouldn't. And maybe this should go further than it does. When you are in anything other than park, you'll notice that your vehicle settings control right there, or button, or should I say option. It's not a button. Yes, I know. You can laugh. It's okay. If I heard me say that, I'd laugh too. But you'll notice that it's grayed out unless you are in park. And obviously when you're in reverse and you see the multi-view rear view camera, well, you're not going to see it anyway. 3 different views right there. Now, one thing I'd be interested to know, who would like to see Honda add, I don't know what trim level they could add it to, probably Sport Touring, but maybe a few others, the multiple camera views that you can also have with the Honda Pilot. That would be nice to see. Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, you can wirelessly pair your smartphone. There is Apple CarPlay right there because that's what I have, is an Apple device. And like I said earlier, your power flow meter is also there. We know that we can drive 302 miles if we wanted to, which I'm not going to do today, but we could. And one other thing here that just seems inappropriate to talk about right now, a heated steering wheel and heated seats. I dare not leave that on. That would be interesting on a day as warm as it's going to be today. And no, it's not quite 100 degrees just yet, but I want you to look at something. It's July 1st when I'm filming this video, 2024. There is the time, and right down here is your temperature. It's already 89 degrees. Yep, it's a little hot. But I'm not complaining because I like the heat more than I like the bitter cold. Dual zone climate control here in the front. Couple of USB options as well as your 12 volt. And something else, just my opinion again, what do you think about this? If you move this wireless charging pad over just a tiny bit, there's not a lot of room to work with, but you could just about have a second wireless charging pad here. I think that would be a nice option, especially on the top trim level of the CR-V Hybrid. For those who don't like push button shifters, well, you already know that's not here. And how about our drive modes? What exactly are they? Well, let's go through those. We're going to start with normal. You have sport up there, econ, and to benefit all-wheel drive, you have snow mode, or to help with taking advantage of all-wheel drive in the snow. That's a good thing. Power parking brake and brake hold mode right there. If you don't like having to touch the gas pedal to get moving because the brakes are still engaged when you come to a complete stop, well, you can turn that off or you can turn it back on. Just depends on what your personal preference is. Cup holders and the center console lid that doubles as an armrest. For me personally, I could lower the seat down, but that is a little bit low. But then again, depending on where you position the driver's seat will determine how that works. Now, you will have plenty of space within the center console, and you've got the tray right here that can actually go in a couple of different spots for additional storage if you want to use that, or you can just leave that out altogether if you'd like to do that. Let's see if I can put that in one-handed. And last but not least, for the interior, here is your sunglass holder, or whatever kind of glasses you want to put in there, or anything else. And the control for your power sunroof. It will tilt and slide open. We also have some other features here in case you are wondering. Obviously the map lights right there, and your shades right here, your visor for your ability to block the sun out, the vanity mirror right there with the light, and something that I know is beneficial to a lot of people is the fact that that pretty much will block the sun all the way out unless you're leaning way too far back or have your seat way back, depending on how tall you are. That's one thing that I know a lot of people ask about. Over 6 feet tall, how comfortable will you be in this CR-V? You can actually adjust the seat in a multitude of ways to make things much easier to deal with. Somebody over 6 feet tall could drive and be comfortable with no problem. One other way that there's a benefit for that is the fact that you do have the tilt and telescopically adjustable steering wheel. The lever right here, you drop that and then you can adjust the position of your steering wheel. And one more thing for what you're paying for this CRV is you have the Bose premium audio system, 19 speakers worth. Let's see what that sounds like. That is not the sound of the CRV driving down the road, but that is a video that I have on my channel where I don't get hit with copyright infringement. I haven't made any adjustments, but that's what it sounds like. Tell me what you think. Okay, let's get out on the road for a quick test drive. In fact, let me turn the fan speed down on the air a little bit so that doesn't cause any problems with the audio. So, this road isn't rough by any means, but I'll let you listen for a few seconds. I don't know that that gives you a very good idea of the road noise. It doesn't seem bad to me. That's one of those things I talk about a lot, is you need to drive these vehicles for yourself. It depends on what you're used to, what your expectations are, and where you live. You might live in an area where the roads are, for the most part, better than what we have here. Maybe not so much. I live in Louisiana, which is known, unfortunately, for having terrible roads. This is not a terrible road right here, but if we kept going in this direction for a little while longer, that would change quickly. But overall, I think the interior is very quiet. It's most certainly very comfortable. I think I could do well for a long time on a long road trip. I like the adjustability that you have here for the driver's seat. I talked about that earlier. Steering wheel, seat, everything's there. I do wish you had ventilated seats, but unfortunately we don't. It's just one of those things, but that's just the way it goes. Not a big deal necessarily, but I tell you what, the ride quality is definitely comfortable, and it looks like we're going to wind up going straight anyway, because there's a little bit of a traffic jam right here. I don't know if that's what you call a traffic jam, but traffic is backed up here because of a train. Well, I tell you what, that's always fun to have a train stop like that. So good thing we didn't go that way, or the test drive wouldn't really be worth much to you. But I'm about to give you what I didn't plan. I guess the train gives you the benefit. Here's a little more road noise for you. So I don't know, again, if my mic is picking that up and really doing it justice. It does have some road noise. You do pick up some road noise here in the interior. I don't think it's terrible. I've driven vehicles that have much worse road noise than what we have here. But one thing that is interesting, you can't necessarily see it on the video, but this road is very much washboarded out. And to be in the lane that is actually the worst of the two, in the right-hand lane here, it's actually very comfortable. It's soaking up the bumps very well. It has a very smooth ride quality. Easy to see out of, that's always a benefit. Nice large rear windows, so as long as you don't have anybody sitting there in the middle of the back seat, that middle seat area, then you're good as far as being able to see. That might be something else that maybe we can see Honda add in the future, would be a rear view camera mirror. That would be nice to see. What do you think about that? I know those things make the price go up, but those are things I know some of you request sometimes. So depending on your situation, you might say, you know what, I'm willing to pay a little bit extra for such things. So that would be nice. We'll get over here. Whoops, well, maybe not. Okay, well, I guess we're just going to have to wait a minute. I see he's making a U-turn to probably try and avoid some of that traffic back there, which is going to be more backed up than it was when he drove past earlier. No benefits there. Technology, easy to learn, easy to use. That's always a good thing to know in any vehicle. While you have really the latest in technology from Honda here as far as the CR-V goes, it's nothing complicated, but remember, you're on YouTube right now watching this video where you can find all the tutorials you need to learn about all of the technology here. Gas and brake pedal, very easy to manage. That's a good thing, especially you don't have to deal with turbo lag because you don't have a turbocharged engine. The brake pedal is very manageable, easy to get used to, so you don't have to worry about accidentally brake checking anybody the first time you drive. Overall, what I consider a very well-balanced vehicle. Okay, tell me what you think about the 2025 Honda CR-V Hybrid Sport Touring. Is it the best hybrid crossover SUV? Tell me what your thoughts are. Is there something missing that you would like to see added in the future to the CR-V that is not currently here? I'm always curious to receive your feedback. I do want to say a special thanks to my friends here at Holmes Honda for loaning me this CR-V for the day. And a special thanks to each and every one of you for being kind enough to take the time to watch and give me the opportunity to give you a vision for your next vehicle. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to hit the like button. That helps me out a lot. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't done so. That way you don't miss any future videos. And if you would like to learn about additional vehicles you may wish to consider purchasing, check out the video that's on the screen right now, and I'll see you there.